Right, this is at the base of the incline. I hope you can all hear me all right with this water. So there's the A5 there, and the incline up to the quarry goes up that way. So there would have been a bridge here at one point. It's long since gone. But this is the Slate Wharf. So this is where there's the Llangollen railway down there. You can just see the railway lines down there. So yeah, there was a Slate Wharf down here. I'm going to pan around here because it's private property to our left, so we're only going to film the basics here. Just want to give you an idea. So there used to be a wharf down here. I did exchange siding, was there?
Yeah, take 8 wagons here.
Yeah.
I'll show you the gate posts that are left down by the track side in a minute.
Yeah.
But they used to have a mill down here in the latter years of the mine, from 1900 to when it shut in 1934.
Cool.
Driven by a Blackstone oil engine. Obviously,
Cool.
the walls here are rebuilt. I've spoken to the owners, and these are rebuilt around in the 60s when they reclaimed the site. But actually made out of slate from the original mill buildings.
Old that, isn't it? Look at the way they're crumbling.
Typical for slate of the area, isn't it? It just delaminates and goes like that.
Yeah. Got a gate up there. Right, let's go and have a look at the wharf. But yeah, this is where it came down. Up that way. Not much to see, but you know, gives you an idea of where it once was, how things have changed. I mean, it shut in the 30s, didn't it?
1934.
1934. So it's been like this for a long time. So we were just up there. We're just on the side of the railway line here today. We know there's no trains running because they haven't even opened this section of the line yet, but it will be open soon. But the wharf where we just come down there, the incline come down there, and I found a bit of the old gate entrance here. You can just see it in there, the stone. You can just make it out, the outline. An old gate entrance stone to it. That's quite interesting. So there would have been a track that just went off here, I take it then?
Yeah, not the mountain to the quarry.
Yeah. Well, the actual narrow gauge tracks, was it, that went on here?
Yeah, and then there was a standard gauge line letting off the main line here through that gate to hold 8 wagons beside the wharf. Of course, it was used as a council tip for 1960 onwards. The whole thing was obliterated. But I do remember walking in 1994 and seeing the edge of the wharf with rails, bridge rails still on it, narrow gauge bridge rails. Yeah. Come back 6 months later and it was completely buried. Sadly, it's lost, but there is, the wharf is still under there with track on it. Wow. But the ground has been raised up there a good 10 feet from the old level.
Very key.
So I hope to see a bit more this time of year, but as you can see it.
Just a quick look over the old valley. So, yeah, I think it's time we scrambled back up and got off this line, even though it's dead at the moment. You never know. Bit out of breath. We've just come from the railway down there. Just walked up this hill. Just behind us here, the A5. Busy. Bank holiday. And you said there's some houses used to be here, then cottages. You can just see the remains there. So a bit of wall.
There was these here, and there was a set just below the quarry as well, which you'll see a lot clearer because there's obviously a lot of undergrowth here. But yeah, it was 4 houses here.
Not anymore.
It used to belong to my daughter's mother's side. Yeah, now owned by the Dolbins. Yeah, there you go.
She matter nettles, you can just see the bits of where like a wall looks like it come out.
Yeah, partition back wall thing.
I mean, yeah, a long time gone, aren't they? You were saying what, 30s?
Yeah.
It all went. Some nice radiators there, nice. Oh, is that copper? Oh, the thieves.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, have they?
Don't give the location away. Look, there's even a prime oven.
Kettle there, I would have a brew.
Right, that's where we're off to now. Let's go and have a look. Well, actually, we may as well keep this going while we're here. Look at this wall. You look at this wall and think it's been here a long time, but it hasn't.
The owner of the land actually was responsible for filling in the bridge here. He's passed away now, Ike Dolby. It's one of his jobs. He used to work for Highways Department, hence why this place is used as a tip. Obviously when they're finished with it, they bought it. But that's how a lot of these changes were inflicted. But you can go through the tube of death.
No. So yeah, this was once upon a time an incline down here. Yeah, I don't fancy going up there.
There was concrete rings, but they were collapsing, so they put this pipe inside it recently.
That's where we were down there before. Yeah, probably from the quarry or that, isn't it? Some of it.
Yeah.
Just a wall. Anyway, there's private land on the other side of this, so I'm going to turn the camera off now. So see you on the other side. Right, we just come across that wall over there. See on the other side. So apparently Adam said the A5 came around here, but it would have been a narrow track back in the day, wouldn't it? Yeah. There's that other side of that pole, that pipe down there, which we didn't come through.
Used to be able to pull in here and park.
Yeah. And this, as you can see the line up there, that's the incline, the old incline. Now, when we came here I came here well over 20 years ago, didn't I? Yeah. The same as a minor Vern and Votti, that we did a lot of exploring when we were younger, when we got driving licenses and were able to go. But I think we used to cycle here, didn't we, from Llan?
Catch the train to Carrog.
Yeah.
And be off the train.
That's it.
And walk up or walk this way. Dodge the farm with a shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we know them all quite well now. I know Dave anyway, if he's watching this. I did tell him we'd be doing a video up here, so tell his dad to not get the gun out.
The mission visit.
Didn't tell him when though, but anyway, we'll ignore that. We'll just crack on. But yeah, there used to be signs of the old winding rope down here, didn't there? I
think it's just up here with the
yeah. Oh.
So it was a 2-track incline. It was actually 3 rails that split at halfway point into 2 and then back into 1 again.
So it was 3 rails that used the centre one as a common rail then?
You see most bounce inclines like that.
Cost saving.
And obviously you can see it's not wide enough for 2 tracks, so it would make sense to be close in the stopping. This incline was put in the 1880s. Ready to open the Quarry in the 1890s for the first lease of the Carrog Slate Mine Company, which actually went bankrupt quite a few times in the 20s. How's it lips?
Yes. It's not a well-trodden path, this, people.
No, it's not.
People don't ever come up here.
It's not actually the official footpath either.
No.
But for the benefit of the video,
we'll give it a go. Oh, there is some footprints here, or it's either that or wild boar or rabbits.
Been over the fence.
Rabbits. Oh,
look, a barbed wire to catch a rucksack.
Yeah.
Now this is where you see traces of cable here.
Yeah.
All this is hewn out by hand, no machines.
You like to grab the bag?
Remember,
just going to go through.
There used to be quite a lot of artifacts around here, like incline rollers and stuff.
Get through without snagging myself. Cheers.
All right.
Yeah.
Can't get your leg off.
There you are. Yeah, so this is farmed land here.
Yeah! Hello, boys! Nice to see you all! Enjoy the trip and the video!
Oh dear.
Scully returns.
A skull.
That car had a good crash. Fire engine on up here, look.
Yeah. Because
Very washed out to see the incline, actually where the stream is now, ahead of us in the cut.
I suppose.
It used to be around the edges under the.
When you think about it, it's had almost 100 years to
go back to nature,
hasn't it? Really?
More obvious in the 1990s when I came here with my father the first time. Loads of stuff you could see here.
That's it. Yep. Okay. Doing our best to kind of go along the route or the incline, but there's a few things in the way.
I say it's been so far as private land. I've had permission to do it, so at least it's been done, so you guys don't have to do this. So I hope you find the video informative.
We got wind.
Wind
Wind is the killer of sound.
and drone.
Yeah, we won't be taking the drone up, I don't think. Another day.
Yeah, a bit late on this one today. We got permission off the women.
Yes.
It's a lot harder than actually getting off landowners.
Yeah.
We got out. Yeah, old clay drainage pipes here, look. Obviously put in when the incline was built, they didn't skimp. They invested quite heavily in this quarry. You see a lot lower as we go up. But yeah, the stream used to go around the side. See, farmers don't give a bit of a bugger, so just run it wherever it's out of their way.
Cool stuff.
Quite a lot to dig out there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Haven't seen any cable evidence yet, have we?
Interesting, massive flat off the side of the incline. It's almost like they've brought us down to build up the size of the incline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at the grain of them, they weren't saleable.
Yeah.
They've been used to defend people. You see the nature of the site, like you just, you know.
Flaky. Yeah.
But don't be fooled by it, don't try and dig in your hand, just slice your hand open. Much to my disgust, I found that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the pipes again now here.
Yeah. They've obviously drifted down, haven't they?
The other side.
Yeah.
So we obviously timbers everywhere here.
Let's go back across.
I've never been up here.
Yeah.
But you'll start seeing the cables bit.
Yeah. Nice to sort of see some old cable evidence.
Interesting story for when they were scrapping this mine. And when we get up there, I'll tell you about it. I'll wait till we get there. This is just the cutting. You see the stonework on the side here, or slab work. Hold the bank up. It will actually have 3 tracks in there. You can't see it, but 3 rails on it.
Would have been a lot wider, I imagine, wouldn't it, back in the day?
Like your Hornby 00.
Yeah.
There's your pipes in position now, look, James. On the edge of the...
Oh yeah. Let's just see.
I diverted the stream up there, but must have still got groundwater coming down here. They obviously put these clay pipes in. So, stop the bed of the tramway, the incline way, getting eroded. So
Yeah, you can just see them there.
They're on both sides of the cutting.
Wow. I can see a bit of one there.
I'd love to see the bill of how much this cost to build. It's quite spectacular incline. It's not the longest. Longest is Zone Hill.
So we'll have to just walk through this field a bit here now. Oh. Come back and have a look at this. What have you found? An old motorbike frame, is it?
Yeah, the back swing arm.
Oh, that's been there a few years, hasn't it?
Twin shock. That's the swing arm of that wheel. Pop. Looks like a Honda 90.
Well, it's seen better days, isn't it? Good God. Ha!
Almost upwards. Just fall with the metal. What's that?
See that pipe again?
I don't think you can see 2 of them here.
Some drainage.
Actually, it's not working because everything's blocked up.
Yeah. Well, the incline's now a river, isn't it? Right up there. Yes, hello. Sheeps.
Yeah.
Right.
Put up to halfway point of the incline now. House.
Right. We just turned the camera off to negotiate these fences. We were just there. So they've got this boundary here, these 2 posts, and we're still in line with the incline, which carries on up there. So yeah. So what's that? You said that signifies something.
Yeah, the boundary of Parish Country House, which is the township of Bonham down here. The land's divided here. This is now on Reig estate property, which the mine sits. So you've got 2, basically a mini county within a county of Reig, or the old manor house of Reig. Look behind us here, got 2 reservoirs we'll see in a moment. These are a 1920s edition to supply water in summer to the mill down at the wharf at the bottom, where the rail exchange sizes are. As you go further up, we'll see remains of some wagons. I'll tell you a story about them when we get there.
Right, let's go. We'll coincide that with a stop to plug the pocket in, because as usual, the battery in this camera lasts 5 minutes. Mind you, it doesn't help if I forget to charge it, to be honest with you. So, any of the fellow pocket users will know a power bank and the USB-C cable is a must with this camera if you want to film for any length of time. But still, it's a cool little camera. Just, yeah, we're not seeing any signs of it. Oh, there we go. There we are. Over 100 years old. You can just see that there, still buried in the mud. See a better shot of it here. That's pretty cool, that, eh?
This is the passing point here now. It's halfway up the incline.
Yeah.
So what happened, when they were scrapping this quarry, the scrapmen employed the old brakemen to do the lowering of the scrap down the incline. Obviously the only way of getting up there back in the day, we're talking 1935, 36. And they sold one of the winding sheaves here in the drum underground to the nearby Mulferna quarry. They have successfully got out and away, because obviously they were paid jobs, they were done first. When they started dismantling the gas engine and that here, they overloaded the incline, much to the brakesman's dismay, and his pleas for don't do it went unheard. He was told to get on with his job. Long story short, they were approaching this cutting here, and of course it was the passing place. They were putting the brake on to obviously to negotiate the splitting the tracks, and at that point the lawnmower iron bodies gave way to the coupling eye and the bodies. The wagons came careering down here and smashed into all the trees and all the scrap metals all over the hillside here on upwards. And obviously that was the end of the scrapping of the quarry. So the stuff that remains at the quarry now,
Because they just couldn't get it out, because there's no way to get it out.
They completely destroyed it.
Is that why that wire is laying in the side, or is that this wire here?
I'm not sure why that is, but I do know the other end of the cable's not far off.
Yeah.
Those two wires just appear.
So it literally couldn't be asked repairing it after it broke. But they took the tracks off the incline anyway.
Yeah, we've got a mallard duck here.
A mallard, always having a swim.
He's in charge.
Right, so this is where the inclines, the trucks went past each other then.
There's your two reservoirs to the old right.
Oh, now
Got water in.
now duck ponds. So there would have been a lot fuller at one point then. Oh yeah, well they got that there, cows. Oh, weird that, isn't it?
Pile of them.
So this was quite a deep reservoir at one point then for the... Interesting. And there you go, you can see the old wire there. Yeah, here's the wire we just saw.
It actually looks a lot worse than it did 20 years ago.
Well, 20 years is a long time, isn't it?
It didn't look too bad 20 years ago.
It's well over 100 years old, this wire, so I imagine it was probably a good couple of years old in the 30s when it was being scrapped out, so...
This is a sleeper here.
Oh yeah.
Not a root.
Cool.
I know they are because they're all oak on this site.
Wow. It's all gone down there, isn't it? Because the water's presumably rocked it all away.
Right. There was one of the wagon bodies here, and there's another one over there in that tree. Fine, you've got nowhere to look for them. See the furthest tree over there. And there's some scrap iron under this pile of bush. But yeah, they must have come out here some speed because they literally left the track out the cutting and shot over here to that tree.
Oh, yeah, you can see some metal there.
They were a flatbed wagon.
Oh yeah, look at that.
This has got a drawbar on this one.
Yeah.
But the other one that's gone, you see the drawbars pulled out. And there you see the ends. And the other wagon underneath is a rubbish wagon.
Wow.
There's an incline roller jam down there.
Hey, look at that. The tree's taken it, absorbed it. You can just see it sitting in there, look. Roller. They're quite sturdy wagons, aren't they?
Riveted end. The blacksmith here was quite a handy guy. He's done some quite interesting repairs to the wagons you see in the quarry where, say it's like a 5-inch piece of metal missing out the corner of the wagon, he's actually fashioned in and riveted a new piece of metal in there. So obviously had some time on his hand and had a lot of pride in his work. But yeah, that was just a single-ended wagon for carrying slabs where the sides and the other end were open. But the bottom wagon is actually a rubbish wagon that had a latch end to it.
Yeah.
Presumably that was for bringing coal up the incline. But used to see remains of wheels and all sorts here, but
yeah, they've all been
there's remains
taken.
of a building here, look.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what the old farmstead or something. But I bet if that was lived in when this happened, he'd have had a wake up.
Christ, yeah. Gosh. But we get up there in time with the weather not to... Oh, I can see the hook there, look.
Yeah, they're both on. Still on it all these years later. It's got a latch on it, you can tell it's incline use for that. Obviously sitting that way around, that would naturally drop.
Stop it from coming off.
Very innovative in this quarry. They invented the roof bolt here. And it...
There's trees growing into it.
Yeah, you're
never getting that out in a hurry, are you?
T-slots in the sides of the bodies.
It's remarkably good condition considering it's been there for
Low more
90 years?
Low more iron.
Wow.
Which is obviously when they make it, it's layered on top of each other. The corrosion resistance is very high, but
It's back on the incline.
pretty dodgy. So up we go.
Yeah. Oh my god, too many layers on today.
Have you? Can't really tell where what was here now.
Yeah.
So we went back into a sort of cutting again.
Yeah, try and film us all the way up. You can listen to us both getting out of breath.
There's only what I was told by an ex-employee here. It was 96 in 1998. Died a year later, about the incline. You know, much to say about the quarry itself, but what he was talking about was it's not been put in any books. It's something I always wanted to do. Sadly, I haven't done it yet, but I will do. Obviously, credits be given to people I've talked to over the years.
Got a ways to go.
Fascinating read.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, squirrel. 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 Yes.
In over time, aren't they?
Yeah.
That is wide enough for 3 rails.
Yeah.
Must be bloody tight though.
What was it? 2 foot gauge?
2 foot gauge. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The tyre system is 2 foot gauge.
Oh, flipping heck.
That will save your battery gauge.
Oh, I've got to plug it in anyway. In fact, it's not.
This is not Norway up here, guys.
No. There's a road up here now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, you think you're almost there, but
no. Like full summits on mountains, you keep climbing, they keep getting further and further away.
Yeah, full summits, yeah.
Over the brows.
Yeah.
One exercise with a reward at the end of it, this is the hobby.
Yeah.
Especially if you're interested in industrial stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they're both covered in panting.
Should both be used to this, the amount of mountains we've been climbing recently, doing all this.
I had a 3-week break, remember?
3-week break, yeah. My partner, she's had me doing the garden, which is not easy. But I got to play in a mini digger, which was fun.
We don't go up here because we'll come this way down later. But what we'll do is we'll go across to the left and see all the artefacts along this wall. Starting from this gate. Actually,
Right, I'm going to turn this off now because the battery's going flat. Right folks, I'm all kitted up with a radio mic, and Adam is as well, I think, as you can see.
Yes. Oh, my friend.
Professionally connected.
Cedric.
Hopefully this works. Thank you, Ollie, for letting us borrow these.
Wonderful, top man.
Yeah.
What we're looking at here, this rustic, looks like a cylinder, is actually part of the gas producer engine. It was one of the scrubber retorts for storing the gas, because the power here was by gas engine. They used to bring coal up the incline as an upload from the slate going down. Wow. And fire this thing on that, and that used to produce the gas. They'd clean it, filter it, and run it for the engine.
And that was here? Or was this being rolled from up there?
This is one of the first things that came off that wagon that snapped its cable anchorage. The other part is actually down there under the bushes I pointed out on the way up. But anyway, you can see the base where they were later on. But if we walk this way, you can see remains of broken incline rollers, gears, wheels, and
so
rest.
Basically just carnage as the thing come down the hill there, really.
You see, I don't know if this has been deliberately thrown off the tips or it's just ended up here. I mean, there used to be a load of stuff on here, but there's not so much now. 20 years ago, the famous Alan John Richards came here and did a bit of there's an incline roller there. Look.
Oh, look at that, the base.
Turner Brothers of Newtown, obviously the axle's been smashed here, but you have 2 of them there with the incline roller for the cable, stop it when the sleepers out. But there used to be a lot of things on it, like gear wheels and stuff, and they've all disappeared. But if we go further that way, you'll see more interesting rusty things. And it's very slippy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more you go this way, the more stuff appears on the wall. So I think they did a survey of this mine in the 80s. Did a bit of archaeological digs in the mill area and engine room, exposing the bases and the studs and what machinery was in there. It was very good to look at in the 90s, but fortunately we never took many photos at the time, so we were too busy exploring the place.
No, we didn't know.
Yeah.
So where do we go up from?
Crikey, there's a lot of stuff gone from here. We go up along that fence where that wagon body is.
Like I say, because it has been a very long time since we come up here.
There was old half gear wheels and stuff over there. I remember you get nothing for a bit, and then obviously it starts again over all the artefacts.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You know, almost 100 years ago,
Base of a
you know,
bucket.
if you could take a photograph, you're a wealthy person.
Old galvanised bucket there.
Like it's more farming equipment, isn't it?
I've actually found a blue enamel teapot amongst the heavy ones, right below the tips.
Yeah.
So obviously they had the latest earthenware in their canteen. They weren't as wise with the money as Minor Fern was. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. Moloferner.
Moloferner, yeah.
So many Minor Ferns, Moloferns.
Well, they ran till the 50s, 60s?
They're very good with their accounts and what they spent on. I think it's more about keeping people in work than actually produce at the end. Right. Yeah, nothing to see here, but there is interesting stuff over there. No, yeah, there's an incline roller over there. Yeah, we'll go over towards the aerial. You can see there's an axle set against the wall there. There's a sandsaw used to be in this quarry. And the wagon used to run under the sandsaw. It was quite wide. It was like a broad gauge. And one of the axles there sticking in the wall, look. But in the foreground I can see an incline roller with my eyesight. So we'll go and have a look at that.
I have to go up there.
Yeah, fortunately it's a bit of a walk. I forgot about this fence, you see. You used to be able to get across it down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny there looking down at Dave's farm.
I'm going to do this one.
Yeah.
You up for this? You're going to go to the gate?
Yeah.
The gate looked more tempting.
I think the gate looks a bit more enticing for me.
I'm going to just check out what's there.
Hope you're still hearing while you're on there. I'm going to go the wise way and get out of breath again. Crikey. Oh. Yes, hope these microphones are coming through okay.
What are you looking at?
This is all new stuff. I mean, you would have thought my day job as a sound engineer, I'd get this right. But if I was to bring the sort of gear I'd use for what I do, it'd be a big bunch of bulky Sennheiser G-series packs and some quite nice microphones, don't get me wrong. A bunch of DPAs and things like that. And K2s if you're into that sort of thing. But Ollie's lent me this little tiny Hollyland wireless system, which seems to, well, it's tiny. It's a little tiny receiver and 2 mics, perfect. Right, let's have a look at this.
Right, you've got Turner Brothers of Newtown, just on there, you might see it on the camera. North Wales. They supplied a lot of the equipment to these mines in the early years. This is one of the rollers, you see. I showed you the axle over there.
Wow, look at the wear on that.
Cable wear. This is worse than this here. It's been on that side quite a lot. But yeah, that's on the incline rollers. You see a lot of them around Blinder because I obviously kit stuff out there too. But if you look behind us, there's parts of what remains of a hand winch with a wooden drum on it. Another incline roller with even more wear.
Well, then some old
gone very thin, isn't it?
wagon wheels. Yeah.
Now
yeah.
these are interesting because Turner Brothers Newtown, there's a lot of agricultural stuff like field rollers. These are identical to field rollers. What they've done, they've put a flange on them. I've never seen wheels with such a unsupported surface area before, but you can see they've got quite a bit of wear on them. So if you look over here, you'll see the one of the axles off the sandsaw that was obviously up here. I think this is one of the only ones you can see now. There was more of them, but they've over time disappeared. Oh look, I was on about that kettle, James. Look, it's ended up down here. Look.
What's that?
There's the blue enamel teapot. We're all right. We've found the kettle.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So that's.
It's starting to rain. Oh wow, look at the size of that wheel.
So obviously it's. I did look at this years ago. You could read one end. It did say Hadfields, Sheffield on them.
It's quite a big axle, that, doesn't it?
Used to have hook-on bearings. You see where they used to run here because of the wear.
Wow.
Obviously, the saw went backwards and forwards to reposition the blocks for the sandsaw to cut them. I think there is another one of those drums complete over there, but because of the time we got, it's quite a long way over. So go up if you want.
Yeah.
Concept wagon body, and obviously remains of the wooden frame for that winch gear. There's up here as well.
It's just started to spot it down with rain, so
We get
took a chance again today with the weather.
Get an hour and a half to go around the quarry. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then go on the ground. It'll be fine.
Turn this off a sec.
Interesting. It's had a drawbar under it. You can see the rivets in the floor for it. But look how many times they've re-chassied it. Look at all the holes in here they've put in the floor, the wagon.
Just going to should hear me now. Out of breath, people. We walk from down there in a straight line. Quite a heavy bag full of torches and camera equipment. I'm knackered. Anyway, gonna have a grab a look at this whole thing.
It's obviously a rubbish wagon. This is how it would have been built and made with this finished corner, so you don't stab yourself. It's always been damaged. Then they've repaired it again. That's been damaged. But the interesting thing for me that makes it quite funny is the fact that it's been fitted to wagons that many times.
Yeah.
They've just
for
reused
bolt
it.
holes. Yeah.
And they did move on to channel frame chassis here in the end.
You
These
can
must
tell
have
it's
been
old
all...
when they're riveted together, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, low more iron too. See how it's got these cracks in it?
Slate dust
Splits.
in there, look. Well, the slate, is that slate dust? Yeah, I think it is.
No,
isn't
that's rust. That's,
That's just rust?
That's
It's
just
just-
rust, yeah, forcing it apart.
it? Wow.
Like you got down here between the rivet holes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of got a slate tinge to it, isn't it, I guess, but... Oh gosh, I'm up.
It's got a handle on one end, which is good. And they've one of those axles over there off the sandsaw, look, it's been pushed down.
Let me get up here in a minute. Where's that? Oh yeah, look. So where you can just see it there. It's tiny, I'm looking at a tiny ass screen on this camera. You can see the two wide wheels like we just saw down there. You can just see it sticking up in the tree, in the fence there.
Enough there to make up a flat wagon. Find the job of re-gauging them.
All over there. Camera always goes on a weird mode.
I think
Anyway,
there's more of the axles up there. There are the
Right,
last
folks,
remaining
somewhere.
rubbish wagons up there, but it's chucked off the tips by yobbos, yet I don't know. I can't see it. Yeah, it's been pushed off. Pardon me.
might have lost a few
Messy.
seconds there, people, because Adam swore. Trying to keep this clean. Clean for the people out there who don't like swearing.
I saw something that really annoyed me.
What's that?
Well, that rubbish wagon is now chucked off the tip. It used to be on the edge. It was nice because you could get to it and access it, quite easy to see it. Now it's halfway down the tip. So it's the only one
see it at
that's
the
mostly
moment.
complete. Or was, we'll have a look when we get there.
Professional gate. Oh, that was painful.
They always say people that swear aren't educated with words.
Well,
I say no more. See with the old
Folks,
Rovers Road, you just go for the tip.
I can't
here.
begin to describe how difficult it is to not swear.
They obviously tipped over the old road. Just go straight into the tip here. That must have been the new one below,
Yeah.
the diversion road.
Wow.
First,
Closed in the 30s, this people, so none of this was put here by a locomotive, was it?
no,
It was all hand, this mine, wasn't it? Did they have locomotives here?
no, horse
hand.
and hand.
Horse and hand.
We do have a horse
Old
here.
nags.
I think the
old
horse
nag.
went quite early on because they couldn't afford to keep it.
Oh, poor bugger.
They reorganised the mine in the 20s, so every one of the railway lines in the mine, get this right, was downhill to the entrance, which is natural for water drainage. But here they took it literal, and the wagons was literally run right out from the back of the mine outside.
Yeah.
There is some wagons in this bracken here, but time has not been kind to them. Obviously flat packed now and corroded.
Oh, we're almost there.
There was 3 here.
I don't remember any of it. It's so longer than 20 years ago, wasn't it?
25.
We were
I
we
got
were
to think-
teenagers.
Yeah,
We were-
1997, I think, when we came out with Darren. Or Daryl, that's his name.
Yeah. Oh, Daryl from Maxine's, yeah.
The bits of rail strewn about the place, look. There's even a railway sleeper in the fence there.
Yeah.
Got a flat bottom rail, looks like £18. There's a really rusty piece here. Looks more deadly than a Viking sword. Look at that, serrated.
Wow.
Whoa!
Bit old train track.
Yeah, extreme corrosion, guys.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, about £18 per yard when it was new. Oh, arachnid.
Arachnid.
Let's put you back, you beauty. You'll not be very happy with me now. Gardener's nest.
It's just
There's another
just
wheel
tickling
in
it
there,
down. What's that? Oh yeah, just see
Stay
it.
ahead.
Just tickling down there. Just thinking, Christ, it's wet. It's not. It's actually the sweat dripping off me. Flipping heck.
Sweaty boy.
But it is spitting it down. Have a bit of track there. Look,
That piece of bridge rail. Looks like bridge rail, the shape of it.
quite sharp, isn't it? On
Yeah,
the top of
it's,
it's rotted off.
No, it's just, it is flat
Bridge rail.
bottom. Don't disturb too much. As jobbos are coming here using as fighting implements.
Yeah. Well, try and get a bit of ground covered.
Well, this is the
before I,
lowest level we're coming up to, and I remember here there was an Avery weighbridge. The casting for the arm was in there. I've never been able to find it since the 90s. Obviously somebody wanted it as a souvenir. I don't know why it was broken. It's a lot more interesting where it was.
Coming from far away.
And there's the rubbish wagon. It's now completely collapsed, look. See the axle's still attached to the bodywork.
Oh, another one of them wheels there, look.
Yeah,
You just
look
see it.
above, you'll see the rail, and to the right again is the wagon.
Yeah,
I got
there.
cross about.
Skip truck.
No, rubbish wagon.
Rubbish wagon. Interesting, those wheels just left there. There must be a few of them.
There's one down there in the bracken.
There's one at the
further
hedge.
down, one in the fence. That's
Yeah.
4. But I
Three.
think there's 2 more still actually where the machine was. Buried. You can see the tops of them. As I say, I'll repeat it again. Alan John Richards came here in the 80s, surveyed this site, did a lot of excavations to determine what was here. And there was a sand store in here.
Wow.
For those that don't know, a sand store is where you put a flat piece of steel across slate backwards and forwards, introduce sand to it, makes the abrasive action which will cut slate. Very slow but accurate.
Cool.
You used to be able to find a sandsaw blade here somewhere. Used to be one here, about 6 inches tall, about 1/4 thick, but about 10 foot long.
Why did I put a fleece on top on as well today?
You're mad.
Gosh.
In case you don't know, people, this is the official footpath to the mine. It comes from Flidiot Park. It's a drovers road around the side of the mountain.
Oh.
Brings us to the base of this.
What are we on? Well, 19%. Right.
I think this is level 7.
7. Oh, is this an adit?
Yeah, this is the lowest level. This is where the weigh machine
Oh, there.
used to be.
Bridge rail here, look.
There's a,
So this is once an adit into the mine then?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that
Okay.
Avery weighbridge machine. The casting used to be in here. The fancy arm with Avery in it. It's gone. Sadly didn't get a
metalwork
picture.
Oh,
So this has also been blasted in.
collapsed in and blown
No,
up,
it
innit?
was, they were all blasted shut.
Yeah,
Um,
apart from where you get in.
did a good job because it's not very wet here, is it?
No.
Do you want to walk out
You
to the
knew.
tip?
Yeah, you wouldn't even know, would you, really?
Tells you. Now, very interesting here.
A little bit of
Yobbos have been here, look.
that's a metal pipe, isn't it? What about a press pipe? It was stainless, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's all they had here was that 3/4 stuff. So this is the incline up to the middle level here. But
Oh, that mini incline here today.
yeah, it was powered off the gas engine. I'll show you
Okay.
where the winch was in a minute. Now that wagon used to be here. Obviously,
Someone's. Oh, there you go. You can just see it. Very unusual.
see
Still
what-
got the axle boxes on
you
it.
see what used to be here with all the woodies and. Now 20 years ago,
Just
folks, that
fell
was
off.
complete. All the wooden chassis was on it, the lot. And obviously, the rust has popped the rivets and it fell to pieces. But it's quite nice when it was here. I actually have a photograph of it, which hopefully will include. Of it sitting here. There was about 3 of us with it, but obviously they're all gone. Nice view off the end of the tip if you want to walk it.
Just
Steps if you want.
go on. Well, I think we should make the effort to walk to the end of the tip because we realised, depending on how again these videos go out, we've done a series. We spent quite a few weeks going down to Blind Eye and filming Votti Boyd, Diffwis, and a lot of Minor Verne, which of course everybody likes going to. But I'd like to think that our time there was worthwhile for people who wanted to watch it, if it has come out by then, because there's many hours of video underground, and I didn't film it all. There's still passages, places we never even got close to. But we tried. Still, we enjoyed looking around the place. We're fortunate we had the time to do it before my work kicked in. Right,
Do you want to go up the incline?
just go up there.
This is most impressive because you actually get to see most of the buildings on site here as you go up the top. So if you go up, I'll follow you. You can see some of the bridge rail on the top, the crimp of the incline. Wrinkly tin sheeting says a lot about the quality of the roofing slate here, doesn't it?
Oh, right. So where did it go? Is it mostly local then, do you think?
Export markets. Slabs only went local.
So you never knew where the stuff from here went there in the old days then?
Same as Malfern, it went abroad. It was good in the sun.
Oh, nearly went then. Quite slippy.
Spain and places are the best markets for them.
Yeah. Most of it's
so right ahead of you there, see that wall built to the side of that building with a line shaft?
Right.
That's where the winch was mounted.
Was that actually an original?
Yeah, original piece of rail.
Oh, look at that. You see, had the 2 tracks going down. There's one left there still.
Right, where do I start? Okay, I'll stand in front of the camera if you want.
1 minute.
Right, folks, thank you so much for watching so far. In our next video, we'll be going to the very top of the quarry. We'll also be talking a lot about the workings and the kind of bit of a history about it, which Adam's done a lot more talking on. So it's a bit back to front. We start at the bottom, as you've just seen in this video, and then now the next part of filming, going to work away from the top of the mine down to where we've finished off on this episode here. After that, we'll be going underground, which I'm sure everyone's dying to see. But please bear with us. A lot of the history and a lot of the information about the overground workings is just as interesting. Right, please enjoy.